Welcome to Bayou Time. I'm Jacob DeGate, and it's my pleasure to introduce Trooper Ross Brennan with the Louisiana State Police. How you doing?
Good about you.
All right. It's my understanding that your office was recently involved in arrest of a human trafficker. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I mean, not just our offices. You also had Houma PD, you had Terrebonne Sheriff's Office, you had Homeland Security Investigations, as well as Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office. So it was a joint investigation, as you said, it helped arrest a human trafficker. So what happened was January 19th, the Houma Police Department and Terrebonne Sheriff's Office, they received a call from a human trafficking victim who let them know that 29-year-old Henry Suarez from Houma was basically forcing them to have sex with men in Jefferson Parish for money. And so with that information, they ended up passing along to our special victims investigation team in Houma. Our investigators were able to do undercover conversations with Suarez and actually arrange another meeting with another victim in Jefferson Parish that same day. And so prior to Suarez arriving to that location where that meeting was supposed to be at, agents with Homeland Security Investigations as well as the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office spotted Suarez's vehicle and attempted to conduct a traffic stop on it. During the traffic stop, he did attempt to get away, but he was shortly taken into custody right after. And during that traffic stop, they were able to recover that victim, a second victim that was supposed to go to that meeting as well. So in the end, you had two human trafficking victims who were able to be rescued, as well as arresting Suarez, who was the conspirator behind all of this. He was booked into the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office for one count of human trafficking, as well as one count of pandering. And like I said, it's a joint investigation, but it just shows that teamwork and sharing that information between different agencies can help, potentially bring human trafficking victims some justice, as well as those people who are causing it, right? I mean, human trafficking is a big deal in our society. I mean, you might not hear about it, or you might just think that it's certain cases, but I mean, it happens more frequently than people know about. And so try to help those people in those vulnerable situations who are falling victim to it.
Well, it's wonderful that it started with a phone call, and that phone call was taken seriously, and you got the cooperation of just not one but numerous agencies involved, and it's important, I guess, to always have those lines of communication, points of contact open between those different agencies that y'all are able to work together like that.
Most definitely. Look, and if you suspect that there's human trafficking activity going on, or if you're a victim of it, by all means, you can reach out to the human trafficking hotline at 888-373-7888, or you can always dial star LSP, which is star 577, to get in contact with the nearest troop.
Okay, that's wonderful. All right, then moving on a little bit, I know today we've had some extreme weather and with rain, and I know it's expected over the next several days. Some flash flood warnings were issued. Can you tell us a little bit about things that people can pay particular attention to while they're on the road?
Yeah. So in these situations here where you have this heavy rain coming, unfortunately, it can be kind of unpredictable where those low-lying areas might be where you'll see those water accumulations on the roadway. So first off, just be mindful that your route home might change. There might be some traffic delays. I know currently within the city limits of Thibodaux, there's already experiencing some roadway flooding and having to close down some roads out there. So just be mindful, maybe give yourself enough time to get home, a little bit extra time as well. But look, if there's barricades set up, please don't drive around those barricades. I mean, they're there for a reason. We see a lot of times people who do try to go around them, that water is deeper than what it looks like. So next thing that happens is their car ends up sucking in that water and then becomes disabled, right? So it just ties up a lot of resources that probably can be in other areas as well, dealing with this flooding events. Also, look, if you got the water on the roadways, slow your speeds down. We definitely don't want people hydroplaning. We see that all the time, people rushing off of work, trying to get home as fast as they can. But just slow those speeds down, because you definitely want to prevent you, again, spinning off the road, getting a collision, tying up those resources. Another thing, talking about driving in the rain, don't use your cruise control as well. That vehicle, whenever it detects that it starts slowing down, if it begins to spin, that cruise control is going to cause that engine to accelerate and speed up. So it can actually cause you to lose more control by not having that cruise control on as well.
And that's an interesting thing that I never thought of as well. I guess another important thing is tread on your tires to make sure that they always is checked, because that's another thing that really can cause hydroplaning in these wet conditions.
Most definitely. The rule of thumb is that if you take a quarter and you flip it upside down where Washington's head's facing towards the ground, if that tire tread is below the top of Washington's head, then it's time to be getting some new tires, because you need those grooves in that tire to be able to dissipate that water as you're traveling on the roadway. And so if you don't have those grooves, that water doesn't have anywhere to go, and so it could cause you to potentially spin out of control. So just slow those speeds down, be mindful. We definitely want to make sure that everybody gets home safe. If we have any state highway closures or issues with the water, I'll try to put something out on our Facebook pages to let people know. So if you are looking for potential issues on the roadway before you leave work, maybe look at our page. That way you can kind of get the best information that you can to plan your route home.
Okay, and I would guess another area of concern is visibility in your windshield wipers. Whether it's time to replace those or not, that could be another area. If you haven't replaced them recently, it can really affect your vision. You don't realize how bad it can get without a new set being put in.
Most definitely. So not only for you to be able to see out, but another rule of thumb is that if your wipers are on, your headlights should be on too. A lot of new cars nowadays have the automatic wipers, but it might only activate in certain lighting conditions. So definitely make sure that your headlights are on, even if you have to manually flip them on, because not only it allows you to see, but it also allows other motorists on the roadway. So if you got low visibility conditions because of rain, at least they'll be able to see your headlights coming. That way, maybe prevent a collision from occurring.
All right. Well, some great safety tips. We always thank you for coming on and letting us know, what's going on with state police in our area. We appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Al.
All right. And stay tuned for more right here on HTV.